Hey gang, welcome back to that series where Chris and I review mockbuster movies that hasn't gotten a new installment in the past 9 months. Oops! We asked you guys for a title for this series, and I really like Mockbuster Video. Hey guys, Tony Stark here to explain the joke. You see, Mockbuster Video is a play on Blockbuster Video, which is a store that existed during the Jurassic period that rented VHSs to people. A bunch of people suggested this title, but Jackson Merrill was the first one to comment it, and he even explained the joke in a way that would make Tony Stark proud. Jackson, please send me your Twitter handle and I will DM you a picture of a cinnamon roll as promised in the Little Panda Fighter video. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood Chris. Today we're watching A Car's Life, which is a mockbuster based on cars. It's going to be really terrible, and I, for one, can't wait to get started.
So we got a red car named Sparky who's driving with his dad. And uh-oh, he's a little rascal who likes to speed ahead and drive into oil slicks which launch him 50 feet into the air, which is highly realistic and would definitely happen in real life. So I must applaud this movie for its hyper-realism. Currently, it's a 10 out of 10 because of that. But unfortunately, that means it can only go downhill from here.
I wish I could be...
Sparky, stop. This is not a musical.
No, it's a gulag.
What? Yeah, Sparky. Being forced to behave and listen to your father is exactly the same as being in a system of forced labor camps established during Joseph Stalin's long reign as dictator of the Soviet Union, where you have to work 14 hours a day, often in extreme weather, only to die of starvation, disease, or exhaustion, or get executed. Yeah, dude. Yeah. We are only a minute and 36 seconds into this. You know, I was referring to the actual movie when I said that, but I like how I also said that at the 1 minute 36 second mark in this video. That wasn't on purpose. In fact, you can tell I didn't plan it that way because I waited until now to say
funding for Shaperillis is provided by
Raycon Earbuds, the sponsor of today's video. Anyway, Sparky f***s around some more and gets his dad a speeding ticket. And then they go visit Sparky's cousin, who is dead. His grave is just lying in the middle of the desert, and the hubcap is all they found of him, so that's just lying there too. Very cool. I love car murder, except when it's from a studio that should know better.
And now we come to a gas station, which, if Maximum Overdrive has taught me anything, it's that all the best terrible movies take place primarily at a gas station. This is where we meet most of the other main characters, including Norbert, a talking gas pump. Gracie, Sparky's little sister, who's voiced by what sounds like an actual toddler.
Good morning, Sparky, you're so funny.
Which is really weird, because they say Gracie is a baby in this movie, even though she's the same size as the other cars, so that makes no sense. And of course, there's Speedy, who we'll get to. But first, everyone meet Julia, the only sensible character in the whole movie. She's a simple air pump that just sits in the background of the film, minding her own business reading a book. What is she reading? A book about driving for dummies. Which means air pumps can drive cars that aren't sentient! Now, I won't lie. I want to see a movie about an air pump achieving its lifelong goal of driving and getting away from a gas station inhabited with Speedy. Speaking of Speedy, oh my freaking god, her voice is so terrible.
You are both so judgmental!
It's so annoying to the point James and I cheered with excitement when Speedy was being brutally murdered towards the end. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sparky, shut up.
Daddy almost said shut up.
No, Daddy almost said,
shut the fuck up. So it turns out Sparky hasn't taken a car wash in a week. I never knew he was such a gamer. And then he tries to claim that his dad forcing him to take a bath is child abuse?
Child abuse.
This movie is something else, let me tell you. I think that clip speaks for itself and requires no elaboration. So Speedy, the most annoying creature to ever exist in the history of cinema, decides to clean this lady's windshield. But oopsie, she accidentally used motor oil instead of wiper fluid. And nobody realized this until she was completely done putting it all on, because I guess their brains just broke that day. That's okay, guys. I understand. My brain would be broke too if I was in this movie. And then we get to witness this blinded purple car stumble around for a full minute while everyone just watches and does nothing to help her. What is wrong with all of you? Why does the scene go on for so long? Why did you do this?
Also, one gripe I have with the character designs is they all have eyes, which means they should be able to see out of said eyes, right? Well, they don't. When Speedy cleans knockoff Joan Rivers' Hummer's windshield, she goes blind, which means they see out of their windshield, but they have eyes. To quote a man from Pennsylvania yet again, what were they thinking?
Open your eyes!
Plus, unlike the Cars universe where they have no hands whatsoever, the cars in A Car's Life universe use their windshield wipers as hands. They can hold tickets, squeegees, and in Diesel's case, a cigarette? I don't even want to know how that works.
I'm not gonna need a car wash for weeks.
Yep, certified gamer moment. Anyway, yeah, this is Diesel. She likes to smoke, and she appears to be hitting on Sparky, who is a child. Thank you so much, A Car's Life, for depicting pedophilia. This children's movie really needed it. So Diesel convinces Sparky to go get some swag at the car tattoo parlor, I guess. He instantly regrets it, and his dad grounds him, and it seems like he learned a lesson for approximately 20 seconds before Diesel just convinces him to disobey his father and go out to a movie later. F his dad, I guess. So Sparky and Speedy go to a movie, but it was a trap, because they're ambushed by the evil gas leeches who steal gas from unsuspecting cars. And one of the leeches drives right in front of Speedy, and she doesn't notice. Her eyes are wide open, and she doesn't see it. Do you know how easy it would be to just animate her having her eyes closed when this leech drives by? Why are you like this, movie? So they get their gas stolen, and Sparky has to be towed back the next day.
It was the gas leeches. I didn't ask.
Okay, Chris, I know you said Julia is the best character, but Norbert, though. We stand the sassy Chad.
I mean, Norbert is a better parent than Sparky's actual dad, since they're actually trying to stop Diesel from putting Sparky in precarious situations. And guess what happens as a result? Yep, you guessed it. Diesel sets Norbert aflame and just flat out murders the poor gas pump. The funny part is literally nobody cares that the only gas pump at this gas station is now dead and killed by the antagonist of the film. Like, how do you not react to somebody dying next to you? Oh, don't even get me started on the fact that Norbert is revived a couple of minutes later in the film by a gunshot. Take a listen to the noise. It's a gunshot. It really cannot be anything else.
Sparky?
Granted, a car in this universe can't really hold a gun, I think, but they can hold other stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me if Sparky's dad just shot Norbert and revived him. Why not?
Okay, after Sparky did all this stuff against his father's permission, guess how his father reacts to Sparky driving off without telling him where he's going?
Well, stay in your lane and obey the speed limit.
Yeah, I don't think he's a very good dad. Someone should really call Car Protective Services on him. So Sparky and Speedy go to the Badlands and find the piston cup just sitting in the middle of nowhere. And I guess anyone can just get a speed record and win the trophy, even though there's no officials here or anything, so what's stopping anyone from just pretending they won and taking the trophy for themselves? Chris, is that how racing works?
As the only motorsports person on this channel, I think I can take over here with regards to a championship event happening in the middle of nowhere with no rules. One, it just doesn't make sense in any aspect. Safety nowadays is pretty paramount for any racing series. I mean, did you all see Ryan Newman live after his horrific crash in the 2020 Daytona 500? Safety is at an all-time high on the list of importance. Now, several series have done one-off events at various places. Those are usually non-championship events. For example, NASCAR starts their season with the Busch Clash, a non-points paying race open to every driver who won a pole position in the last year or someone who won the event previously. Getting back on track, I don't think I can say enough that having a championship race in a place where there's no rules and no safety would fly in any world, except this one apparently.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So these two idiots keep driving around and make the most delightful noises as they do it. It's still got nothing on the rat orgy from Ratatouille, unfortunately. But then they run into Diesel. Wow, what a coincidence. And she sticks a parking boot on both of them. Extremely slowly, with Speedy getting plenty of warning and time to get away. But she doesn't, because this is Speedy we're talking about. And I didn't even notice this on my first viewing. Yes, I said first. I have watched this multiple times. But after getting a boot put on her by Diesel, Speedy is still mad at Sparky for accusing Diesel of being not nice. Oh no!
That's unfair! Why is the world so judgmental about free-thinking, quirky cars? Especially females!
Do you think Diesel effectively utilized girl power by isolating and stranding cars in the desert in order to murder them and use their spare parts for profit? I don't know about that.
And now for the best scene in the whole movie, the aforementioned Speedy getting murdered scene. It is so satisfying to see this annoying piece of shit get absolutely trashed by this giant wrecker car that works for Diesel. Throughout this whole scene, James and I were like, yes! But before Diesel's minion can murder Sparky, the cop car shows up with a fucking ballistic missile, which for some reason doesn't explode. It just lightly taps Diesel and knocks her over. Hey, wait a minute. Shouldn't Norbert have exploded when they got set on fire earlier? Who gives a shit? The day is saved. Hooray. Except it turns out Speedy's still alive. God damn it. What a disappointment. Also, Diesel apparently killed Piston way back when, which isn't surprising. What is surprising is that Diesel doesn't get in trouble with the law for these murders. She only gets a ticket for driving without a license. Murdering people is totally okay in this universe. I mean, it's not like it's permanent, apparently. Except with Piston for some reason. Rip.
We also found out Sparky's dad won the Piston Cup back in the day, and then they recklessly speed back to the highway as the Comic Sans credits start playing. That was a Cars life. I could be my usual pedantic self and say it was better than Cars 2. And it would be, if Speedy didn't make me want to fire a tactical nuke at every single car on the planet. This abomination makes this movie intolerable, and probably the worst of the 3 mockbusters we've seen so far. Other than her, it's definitely got that so bad it's good charm with how batshit insane its editing, animation, story, dialogue, voice acting. Basically everything about it is. It's only 40 minutes long and it's never boring. It's always entertaining, except for when Speedy talks.
Maybe if you didn't have a flat in the middle of the desert.
Shut the fuck up!
So like, 2 out of 10, I love it. Chris, you got anything to add?
I need more time for thinking. In all honesty, it's not the worst movie I've seen. That's reserved for Maximum Overdrive. I don't have a mockbuster that I actually hate. Yet. Maybe we'll find it. One day.
Until then, good night, Tri-State area. But before I go, I have a cool product that can cancel out the noise of Speedy's atrocious, horrible voice. That product is Raycon earbuds. The new everyday earbuds have a 32-hour battery life and offer 8 hours of continuous playtime, and they now feature a built-in mic, allowing you to take calls at the press of a button. They also now have an improved rubber oil look and feel. They look very stylish and sleek, and feel absolutely great in your hands. So good. Unlike other brands, Raycons don't stick out of your ears, and come with a bunch of optimized gel tips for your comfort and the perfect in-ear fit. Raycons also start at about half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And they come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. If you're not satisfied in that time, you can return them. Raycon earbuds make for the perfect gift this holiday season. If you have a friend who listens to a lot of podcasts or a sibling that takes a ton of work calls, Raycons are the perfect gifts to get them. They're practical, stylish, and dare I say, epic. I personally use them a lot to listen to music on the treadmill and edit videos, and they're a great fit for my day-to-day life. Chances are there's someone in your life they'd be a great fit for as well. If you want some for the holidays, go to buyraycon.com/shayfrillis to get 20% off your order. Click the link in the description box below. Again, that's buyraycon.com/shayfrillis. Check them out. And thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video.